Okay, so all we're looking at last is Barack Obama's administration. So Barack Obama was in the 2008 election. He is running with Joe Biden, and we knew that he was going against John McCain, which we've seen him before because he is a veteran from Vietnam. He's running with Sarah Palin. This was a very close election, but what we're going to see is that Barack Obama gets the Electoral College votes and he wins the election. And this is significant, just in case you didn't know, because he's the first African American president, and this is one of those EOC teaks that we had to know. One of the things that he does is he appoints Hillary Clinton as his Secretary of State. We've seen her in the Clinton administration deal with the health care, and he was actually running against her but got the nomination for the Democratic primary and also being the lead runner for the presidency. One of the things, he's going to take office during an economic downturn. Unemployment is at 10%. Unemployment in Texas is not that bad, but in the old Midwest and the Rust Belt, it's 15%. What he did is the American Recovery Reinvestment Act, that it's going to funnel in $700 billion into the economy to stimulate it. It's to invest in infrastructure. It's there to create jobs and so that people have money so that our economy booms. And I think y'all had that on one of your things. I actually was working in Plano at this time, and I got paid in an extra job to be able to make curriculum for rural area schools that did not have AP courses. And so it was there to just to revitalize the economy. And we kind of see this with the Trump administration doing that with the stimulus package because of the economic downturn because of COVID. Another thing that is looked at in his administration is creating universal health care, which we know as Obamacare. It created that individual mandate that everyone must have insurance or you'll be taxed, which that's one of the most criticized portions of the Affordable Health Care Act. But you have to understand that if people don't have insurance, they go, most of the time, they defer not having them taken care of. And then when issues come around, they go into the ERs and they can't afford the ER bill, but you know, the ERs have to see them. And so this was causing in healthcare to increase in cost. And Obama felt that if everybody had healthcare, we could decrease the cost of having our medical coverage. And the government will subsidize some of those for the people who are of lower income. It also guaranteed issuance of insurance. So this was one of the most important things that most people liked. So if your business decided that it was not going to use Humana and that it was going to go to Blue Cross Blue Shield, a lot of times insurances would look at you saying, if you had any pre-existing conditions when you changed to a new insurance, they're not going to cover them. So let's just say Ms. Verdeen had cancer, and you know, I moved from Plano to Waxahachie, and well, I had cancer, and they would not, I get all my new insurance in Waxahachie, they would not cover that. This prevents that. So people who had changed insurance and they're diabetic, or they have high blood pressure, or they have asthma, a lot of times the insurance companies were not allowing them to get coverage for their stuff because they were like, that's a pre-existing condition and we're not going to cover it. So this is one of the most popular things of the Affordable Health Care Act, that pre-existing conditions will be covered even when you change insurance. One of the things, he gets the appointment of the first Latina to the Supreme Court, Sonia Sotomayor. He also appoints another progressive candidate, Ellen Kagan. His foreign policy, we remove troops from Iraq, we stabilize Afghanistan. In Pakistan, we're getting more aggressive on the terrorism that's growing there. We work with leaders in Israel, and he gets the closing of Guantanamo. Guantanamo is where we're keeping a lot of terrorists. Okay? And also, there is a lot of movements in Egypt for freedom, democracy. And this is called Arab Spring. They're trying to revitalize. We go into Libya and defend democracy there with airstrikes. We go into Iran because they're starting to develop nuclear weapons, and we put economic sanctions on them. And in Pakistan, we spend special forces to find Osama bin Laden. He's finally killed. Okay, that's it for Obama.